Ethan's Stutter Troubles, written by Sippy S. Ethan and his mom have just arrived at kindergarten. He is very excited for his math lesson. He reviewed all his lessons yesterday with his mom. However, his mother noticed that he was starting to get stressed. "It's going to be okay, honey. Just take your time. Syllable by syllable, and you'll get it right," she tells him. "Thanks, Mom," he said. Ethan is a 5-year-old boy who suffers from a stutter. He has trouble pronouncing syllables that contain the th and s sounds. This makes even simple expressions like thank you and sorry difficult for him to pronounce. Ethan is so self-conscious about his stuttering that he avoids talking to other kids and participating in class. As Ethan arrived at his class, he sat in his chair and welcomed Miss Alana along with the other kids. The teacher started her lesson with a little revision of what they had learned last time. So she asked, "All right, kids, what is 1 plus 2? Several students raised their hands, including Ethan. The teacher was not used to seeing Ethan raise his hand, so she decided to give him a chance. "Go ahead, Ethan." The 3, he replied, but his face turned red as a tomato. He was sure he said it several times before raising his hand. "Excellent, Ethan. Let's cheer him on for his correct answer," Miss Alana said. As she started clapping her hands, her students followed. Ethan didn't expect this at all, and he felt a little more confident. However, the lesson that came after the math review was reading. The lesson that Ethan always feared because he hated reading out loud in front of other people besides his parents. His parents were very patient with him and helped him a lot with his reading. They even bought him an app that read aloud to him to encourage him with his pronunciation. "Good job, Camille, for your reading. You did great," Miss Alana applauded. "Now who's next?" She checked her list. "Ethan." Ethan looked at his teacher with fear. He would have preferred to skip his turn. But his teacher asked him gently and slowly, "Do you want to read the next sentence?" Ethan reluctantly agreed and began to look at the sentence written in the book. He read it over and over in his head and then started to read it aloud. The house is, and then stopped, trying to read the rest of the sentence. Why did it have to be such a complicated sentence, Ethan thought. Small. "Good job, Ethan, you did great," Miss Alana applauded, and so did the classmates. Later that day during recess, some of Ethan's classmates decided to ask him to join them to play. Ethan was willing to participate, but once he knew it was a guessing game, he felt insecure, and he replied, "No, thanks." "Please, Ethan, we're short a player, and I know you're smart, and read lots of books, so you'll be a good addition," said Brian, his classmate, who was also his neighbor. So Ethan agreed. The kids didn't really need another player, and one of them wasn't so happy to have Ethan join them. During the game, Ethan often avoided talking. But when Brian gave a hard riddle that no one could answer, Ethan took the initiative and decided to answer. But as soon as he started stuttering, Dave, another classmate, cried out, "Ethan, stop talking like that. It's ridiculous." Then he laughed. Ethan was shocked by Dave's reaction. He apologized to Dave and left. However, Miss Alana had seen it all, and she needed to fix this. After recess, the students returned to their classrooms, except for Ethan. "Well," she said, "I saw something today that I was extremely disappointed in." Her students didn't understand, but she continued, "One of you was particularly mean to Ethan, and you know I don't allow this kind of behavior." "Yes, Miss Alana," her students replied. Dave knew at once that she meant him, and he made himself very small in his chair. "Let me explain to you something. Ethan stutters, and it's a real challenge for him," she explained. "It's kind of like being slow at math or drawing, and those challenges take a lot of practice and support to overcome them." "How can we support him, Miss?" asked Stella, Ethan's table mate. "Well, you have to be very patient with him and give him time to finish his sentences, and also speak slowly and clearly when talking to him." "Okay, Miss," the class replied. Then Miss Alana asked Dave to join her at her desk. Dave was afraid of being punished, but Miss Alana said, "You know, Dave, nobody is perfect, and we all have things to work on and improve. Ethan is not different from me or you or anyone else. Just like you have trouble writing, Ethan has trouble speaking. You should be the first one to support him, not make fun of him." "Forgive me, Miss," he said with shame. "Don't apologize to me, but to Ethan," she added. "Go call him. He's in the schoolyard under the tree." Dave went to Ethan and apologized to him. Ethan felt much better and forgave him immediately. Dave also promised to help Ethan with his speech. In return, Ethan promised to help Dave with his writing. And from that day on, Ethan finally started to feel more and more included in the class and was less afraid to talk to his classmates. No one made fun of or pointed out his stutter anymore, and for once Ethan felt accepted and happy.